Hello, welcome to Mental
Hello.
Health. Yeah, this is, no, let me do my little my pre thing first, and then okay, well, I'll just cut this part out right here, and then I'll go. Hello, welcome to Mental Health. I'm Robbie Stevenson, and this is fan edition number 10. Today, I'm here with Sherryl Cowden. She's a cow in a den. I suck, and I make everyone's last names terrible. She's a comedian. She calls herself like
Comedian.
what were you saying?
Oh, comediatrix.
Yeah, yeah, with the black leather and stuff. That works. Whips and chains.
Woo! If you
Okay.
don't laugh, I'll beat you.
Well, that's kind of the whole point, though, right? They want to be beaten.
Verbally, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right, Sherryl, can you tell us a little bit about yourself? And yeah, we'll get into metal here soon.
I am years old. I just
I'll
had a
blank that
birthday.
out either way, you know?
I had a birthday last month.
Woo!
I'm a second generation Torontonian.
Okay.
Been listening to metal since I was probably about 9-ish, I guess. Yeah. Years,
Nice.
I guess. Yeah. Worked in the film industry for a lot of years and then got into the health food industry. Don't ask me how.
Well, I work at a vegan restaurant right now, but this isn't health food health.
No,
It's
no,
mental
it's
health.
not. It's mental health. Oh, metal.
Yeah, mental. It's not mental. You
Metal,
take out the
metal,
end for this show.
metal,
Metal.
metal. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We're here for the love of metal and
Love
mental health.
metal and mental health.
Yeah.
Yeah, so metal has got me through a lot of mental health issues.
That's great, well, that's what it's there for, to help you win the situations. Like, I love it because, like, I'm not an angry person. I don't do,
Yeah.
like, I'm not aggressive at all because this music, like, sucks it all out of me. And
Yep.
yeah, that's
Yes.
what it's like for
Just,
me.
yeah.
You want to tell us about some of your favorite bands?
I have a lot of favorite bands.
That's
As we
because you've been
mentioned,
around a while.
yeah, I've been around a little while. Um, so I've got everything from like old school 80s to 90s kind of goth metal, kind of thrash metal, everything from Henry Rollins to um, Pete from Typo Negative was into
Yeah.
them for a
Peter
real
Steele.
long time. Peter Steele, yeah, drank himself to death. Yeah. Anyhow, so yeah, right into that. Rob Zombie. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pantera,
Oh,
Dimebag, big. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
right there.
Yeah. Did a lot of like bit of Tool stuff like that. Started to get into some other heavier stuff like Murder Dolls and different bands like that later on in the early 2000s. And now I'm just, listening to what's out there, and it's very interesting what's out there. Yeah.
There's so much. You can never get
Yeah.
caught up on it all.
There's almost so much metal, it's hard to keep up with all of it because there's
So
so
many
much new
branches to the
stuff.
tree.
Yeah,
It's like
truly
you skip a lot
worldwide.
of branches, you can still climb to the top.
Yep, absolutely. I was into like the Plasmatics, Wendy Williams back in the day. Oh goodness, Miss Joan Jett was into her. Yeah, Lita Ford, all the girls.
Yeah. Cool.
Bitches with guitars.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Oh,
then
can we say that on
we
YouTube?
can say bitches. Some
Okay.
people even say the F word.
Oh, no F-bombs, not
Yeah, they
allowed.
do. They do. They're like, fuck. Whoa.
And you didn't get defuck monetized?
Well, I'd have to have more than like 72 subscribers for that.
Okay. Well, this will make you get 172 more.
Well, I would appreciate that because anytime you get over 100, then
Yeah.
YouTube knows you're not a
Oh,
robot.
okay.
And
All
right
right.
now, they just think I'm a robot.
Okay. Well, you're doing pretty good for a robot.
Well, thank you. Thank you. All right. Um, yeah. So you around, we're not going to say the 80s, but like you said, some stuff from the 80s. So
Yeah.
what do you think about how the like mainstream media was all like metal's dead when really it just got started?
Yeah, I think it was just a ruse, to be honest. I think they were just getting us ready for something more to see how much more people could take, you know. Because I'm all about good or bad publicity, it's still publicity. And I think metal, myself personally, I think they took it to a whole metal level that other, you know, artists have never been able to because of the whole negative, you know, but it's such a positive thing where people don't realize, they just see the negative media aspects of metal and the, you know, satanic aspect, or, you know, whatever they think that it goes along with according to the media. So I just, you know, I like what's happening now because there's so many different vibes out there, you know, from all over the world. It's not just, you know, Canada, the US, Europe. We're talking like Japanese metal and, you know, and Turkish metal and, you know, all over the world. And it's Swedish metal and this metal and, you know, and it's
Yeah.
the way people are people are using like, there's different audios, things that they can use in production now that they couldn't 20, 30, 40 years ago,
Yeah, yeah.
you
Like
know, and it
40
just
years ago
makes,
when like they just like put a hole in the amplifier just to get that distortion, you know?
yeah, exactly, exactly. And now it's just like a matter of a click, 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 and it's,
Yeah.
oh wow, sounds like I'm at Massey Hall using an orchestra, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, but
It's
really it's just me
amazing.
with my finger and a mouse.
Exactly, click, click.
Yeah, cool. Um you never said Metallica, so I'll bring it up with you. Do you think it's a good thing that Metallica like sold out so that they could become that entry level metal band for a lot of
It
people, so that they could go, oh, Metallica, oh, their
yeah,
old stuff is actually really
yeah,
cool, and then like from there they spread out into the
yeah.
metal pond, you know, getting diluted into really awesome metal instead of just what Metallica has been putting out for the last 30 years.
Yeah. Yeah, I do enjoy Metallica. I like their earlier stuff when they were still mostly unknown.
Yeah, thrash metal.
When they were actually, I was waitressing in a Toronto bar and they were in town playing at Maple Leaf Gardens, I think it was. And Lars and Kurt actually came into the bar and he went to the washroom. Lars went to the washroom and Kurt actually said to me, hey, pretend that you don't know who we are. I want to mess with Kurt. Or sorry, Kurt said this to me. I want to mess with Lars because he's been acting like a dick all day during rehearsal. I want to
Okay.
get back at him, right? And I'm like, oh, okay. So I came up, took the order, and Lars is like, don't you know who we are? And I'm like, I don't know. You're some guy ordering a beer. I don't know who the hell you are. He's like, I'm from the band Metallica. I'm the drummer. And I said, Metallica who?
Is that like some kind of a band like Megadeth?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Mega, exactly. And so Kurt was like doing this and he was trying not to laugh. And I'm just like, well, don't get upset. I didn't know who you were. I listen to pop music, is what I told him.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
And then I went back, got their drinks, came back to the table, and Kurt was like, "Thanks a lot. Here, can you come back and chat with us when you're done your shift,
Oh,
so
that's
you
great.
can mess with Lars some more?" So good
Oh,
times, good
oh yeah,
times.
that's great.
Yeah, so that's my Metallica story. But yeah, it's funny because a lot of people are like, you know, they were good until they sold out. But it's like any musician, they want to make money. That's what they're there to do, right? It's how they make it. If they make it by supposedly selling out, you know, power to them, man. They put their kids through university. They put their grandkids through university. You know, power to them. But you know, their newer stuff now, it's power, you know, good for them, but yeah, a
Oh man, like I
little
don't know, maybe it's
painful.
because I'm such a like everyone knows I'm a recovering drug addict, And like to kick out
You
Dave
know,
for those reasons, you know, it's
yep.
just like, okay. And then I've said this before, I still don't like how they made fun of Lane Staley for being a heroin addict
Oh
when
no,
like they can't
man.
even handle booze. And
Yeah,
I know, yeah, it's
that's
bad for me to say, but fuck it, you know. And yeah, yeah. I don't remember where I was going
it's
with that other than yeah.
we're going
Oh yeah,
about
yeah,
drinking.
okay.
Oh yeah, yeah,
But I also I haven't even listened to the new Lamb of God CD album
yeah,
because they kicked out Chris Adler, and Chris
yeah.
Adler made that band. Like
I was just
no
gonna say
one
that
in the
a lot of
2000s was listening to
yeah,
Lamb of God
God,
for the awesome guitar work or
yeah,
Randy
yeah,
complaining
yeah,
about politics and stuff.
yeah,
It was Chris Adler that made that band. And then
yeah,
to call the new album without Chris Adler the friggin' self-titled album, that
yeah,
pissed me off.
yeah. That's kind of like a stake in the heart. You
Yeah,
know, it
yeah,
really is. It really is.
yeah. It's
It.
like cutting
I
your
don't know.
nose off, you know, to
Yeah,
spite the face.
it would be like similar to them replacing Adam, I think, from the Beastie Boys, right?
Sure.
Who passed away. It would be like they can't replace them. They
Yeah.
can't.
No.
It's impossible. You know, they're done. You know, just using that as an example. It's like I don't. That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah.
I just think they should hang up their hat and start as a new band.
Yeah.
You know,
That would
but
be
that's
reasonable.
my personal opinion. But you know, if you want to hang on to that name and you know that persona, then that's all you got, right?
Yeah. Or just like split up the guy's lyrics between the other two, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
But yeah,
You
like
want to talk?
I grew. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
You go ahead. You were talking.
No, I was just saying that I grew up with a lot of different genres of music because my dad actually worked at a radio station in Toronto
Oh,
throughout
cool.
my childhood. So I was around a lot of different types of music. And when I brought home the first Iron Maiden album, and my parents were more so into Kenny Rogers and Chris Christopherson.
Oh, next here on the WB.
Yeah, exactly. Come on down. And so when I started pumping out the Iron Maiden, my dad came running down to the basement and he's like, "You're going to blow up my speakers.
Did
What
you?
is that trash you're listening to? I didn't bring that home for you." You know, he was always bringing albums. So, like,
Yeah.
I bought this myself. This is my own music. I like this music.
Yeah, that's great.
And then, like, right after that, I was like the Satanist and the witch of the family.
Cool. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we don't burn people like you at the stake anymore, so it's a little bit safer.
No kidding, right?
Yeah.
There'd be a lot of lonely men if there were those times once again, because most women are witches.
I didn't say it, people. I didn't say it. Yeah. But what was the metal scene like back in those days? Being female and like in a genre that's mostly like 99% men at the time.
It was like you only had like a handful of girlfriends that were going to the shows, you know, and you'd always generally see the same group of women that were like either at the big shows or the little shows down at the Horseshoe or the Bovine or, you know, places like that where, you know, small bands would come in or big bands would come in even just because they wanted somewhere to rehearse, and it'd be like, "Oh, wow, what so-and-so's like at the Horseshoe and they're going to be on stage at Skydome tomorrow night," like, wow, you know,
Cool.
kind of that kind of thing. But there was a lot of, you know, women that were, you know, just into the whole pop scene, and you stood out like a sore thumb, you know, because you're like wearing the leather jacket, you kind of had that kind of rockish, punkish kind of look back in the 80s, you know, and it was kind of like something where people were either with you or against you, you know.
Cool.
There was no really middle ground, you know, not like today where everything's politically correct.
Yeah, everything's like politically correct, and then you get the You get the people with the beards and the hair, and they're wearing all the metal stuff, but know nothing about metal.
Oh
And then
yeah,
you
the
talk to them about it.
posers,
Pardon me?
the posers.
Yeah, posers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Do you know what I find hilarious? I've said it. It'll probably be on the last fan
yeah,
edition. But
yeah,
how Kirk Hammett, like you said, when he was in Exodus, and how Exodus ran around saying death to all the posers, talking about
yeah,
glam rock.
yeah.
And then now all the posers wear Metallica shirts.
I know. That's
From
crazy.
Kanye West, Kim Kardashian, the
Yep,
list goes on, you know?
yep. And these people, they're going to places like the Value Village to get
Yeah,
these these Metallica shirts, right? And some of them don't even like. They're just looking at it and they don't even know it's a band.
yeah,
They're looking at it because it's, oh wow, man, that looks cool.
yeah. Oh.
You
And
know?
then, like, you have Taylor Swift with her most recent album, and the
Hmm.
cover looks just like the guy from Emperor's
Oh
album.
yeah,
Yeah, they look like a black metal album, but it's
yeah,
Taylor Swift.
yeah.
Like,
It's
I
just,
wouldn't want to be like trading tapes when that's around, you know?
yeah, no kidding.
Not the what I was looking for.
Exactly. You're like, Taylor who now?
Yeah, yeah.
It's the old bait and switch again, right?
Oh, don't get me started about the bait and switch. Woo! My active addiction, things were not that pretty. We'll put it that way.
No
I
kidding,
do
eh?
a joke about it, but it's
Yeah,
not for mental health. It's
yeah,
so dark and
yeah,
twisted that I'm
yeah.
not willing to say it here.
Okay, we'll save that for another time.
Yeah, yeah. Well, maybe when the
Nudge, nudge,
cameras aren't
wink, wink.
rolling, I'll tell
I
you.
was just gonna say that another time.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Cool. Awesome. Do you want to talk about your dad? Because from what you tell me,
Yeah,
he had
yeah.
bipolar.
Yeah, he was up and down like a yo-yo. I don't think he ever really was diagnosed. This is just going by myself and growing up with him and my mom. Her impression and just her journal that I recently read
Oh
kind of
wow.
tells the tale, you know.
I was
So
I found one of my mom's old journals a long time ago, and the
yeah.
first page I opened it up to was the day that she got her period, so I never read anymore. It was just like I got my
Oh,
period. Oh, okay.
ah,
I
TMI,
wanted to
too
learn about
much
you, not like
information.
that.
I know where I came from. I don't want to know. I don't want to know anymore.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. It was weird, but yeah,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
didn't read anymore ever
yeah.
again.
I hear you. I hear you. Well, my dad, he had some alcohol and drug issues his entire life, and his claim to fame was, "Here, I've got another Purple Crown Royal bag for you, Cheryl. Make yourself a purse." You know,
Keep your change in there.
exactly. You know. So growing up around it, and my grandmother on my mom's side, she was a day drinker, let's say. So she'd be watching The Price is Right and having her, after her breakfast. It was close enough to noon to have a sip, as she used to say.
Well, yeah,
So
you have your
yeah,
orange juice anyways. You know, you
yeah,
just throw the vodka in
exactly.
there.
Exactly. So I was all around it. So it was a normal thing for me. So my dad passed away a few years ago, and I just said, okay, no, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done with the liquor. I'm done. I'm done. I'm not going to
Right.
play this game anymore. And so I decided, okay, I'm just, drinking water from now on. It's, you lose a lot of social friends
Yeah. I
that
haven't
you
had
didn't.
any alcohol since December 3rd, 2018.
Wow, fantastic. Good for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Good for you. Yeah,
Uh-oh.
so it's a personal choice. You just wake up one day and you're like, either I'm gonna, continue this road or not continue this road. But with my dad, unfortunately, like I said, he I wouldn't necessarily say he drank himself to death, but he ended up with throat and tongue cancer. And I think a lot of that had to do with it, is just neglect of his own diet and stuff like that, and just neglect, period, you know. But that kind of made me, wake up and shake my head and say, okay, well,
Yeah.
yeah, not going to end up like this.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, because I'd been joking about, a lot of my jokes had to deal with, you know, alcohol and drugs. And now I'm changing them
Yeah,
to,
yeah,
you know, still I'm using them, but I'm just, you know, tweaking them a bit so it's more conducive to where I'm at now.
yeah. I do the same thing. Like before, I
Yeah,
was so stuck with just schizophrenia and drug
yeah,
addiction jokes,
yeah,
and then it became a whole bunch of recovery jokes.
yeah.
And I'm actually starting to joke about things that I didn't even experience now. Whoa,
Wow. Wow.
imagination.
I know, right?
Yeah,
It's like I knew I had it in me.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But a
like
lot of people
I'll
didn't think I had it in me.
yeah, well that's it. And it's like you don't realize it until you stop and everything it's like your brain opens up and everything that you had suppressed all those years, you know, is all like
Especially feelings
oh,
pop up, and it's like,
yeah.
oh, I had to feel that, you know. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, oh
yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Like people
Yeah.
dying's bad, but have you ever felt joy?
Yeah, I know.
Whoa,
It's like, what the
tears
heck?
of joy happen
Yeah,
then.
you're watching The Littlest Hobo and you start bawling your eyes out.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, right. You're in the supermarket buying hot dogs
Yeah,
and like, why am I
you hear a
crying now?
song. Yeah, exactly. You're going down the milk aisle and you hear Helen Reddy's "I Am Woman, Hear Me Roar." It's like, I am woman, hear me roar. I
Yeah,
can feel her
I've cried at
pain, you
that
know.
one too.
I think we all have. Shh. Can I say that out loud?
Whoa.
Are we being
Oh wow.
recorded?
All right, this has been a lot of fun. Do you want to
Hmm.
give a shout out to anything or promote anything? And
Yeah, a girlfriend of mine, she is the queen of candles. She has a new company called Zenden Candles, and she can be found at zenden.com. And I also have my website at comediatrix.com, where I do a weekly that has turned into a monthly that has turned into, I haven't done anything in about 6 months due to COVID and chocolate.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Chocolate's my new addiction.
You know what I did? I made oatmeal, and
Yeah,
then I saw I had half a wrapper of Rolos left, and I threw the
you
Rolos in the
didn't.
oatmeal.
Next
So good,
time,
so good.
try it with the Ferrero Rochers.
You just blew
Get a
my
little,
mind. I'm gonna have to press stop right now just because I won't be able to talk or think for a minute here. So.
exactly. All right.
All right. Thank you very much for being on Mental Health, fan
Thank,
edition number 10.
thank you for having me. And let's do this again sometime soon.
Let's do it.